everyone, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's topic is, what did Napoleon witness? So let me get straight to the question here. It says a popular historical event was when Napoleon visited the pyramids. The great Napoleon spent around 7 hours inside the Great Pyramid, and just at dawn he came out of the pyramid pale and frightened. When a few of his most trusted men asked Napoleon what had happened inside the pyramid, Napoleon replied, "Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe me." When he came out, he looked kind of white, ashen. So one of the officers asked, "Are you okay? What happened?" And Bonaparte said, "Never mind, you wouldn't believe me," and he left without speaking about it. This is a story that's been repeated down the ages. Later, when Bonaparte was exiled to St. Helena, he was talking to one of his men, and the men said, "He was about to tell me about it, but he said no, and he never did it." So what happened to Napoleon that he thought no one would believe him? And I thought this was a really good question, something a little different to look at here. And as I focused on it, I felt like starting at the beginning and working my way through this experience, that was the way to go. Like, put myself in his shoes and what transpired in that moment. And when he first went into the pyramid, he just started to explore. He was filled with emotion. He was also cautious, but he was excited to see what he was able to experience, because he didn't really set expectations, but he just knew that it was going to be interesting. So he deep down had this anxious feeling, but yet very excited to have the opportunity. After he walked very slowly through the dimly lit pyramid, he started to feel a lot of drafts. He excused that as the tunnels and passageways were filling with air, but then he realized it started to get more intense. So it was almost like he was rationalizing this away, feeling these drafts and these bursts of air. But in his mind, he thought, well, they're all interconnected and this makes sense in some way. But before he reached his destination, I got that the breeze turned into a breeze with a shadow, and it also was messing with his light source, because I could see that it would get really dim and then it would brighten up, and then it would get dim and then it would lighten up. And he was good, like I said, at rationalizing what was happening. And he also had backup plans and resources, like extra ways to create light or, that type of thing. But I see him walking, and then it starts to get cold and breezy and very dim, followed by this calm, and then the light would resume. So it was kind of going through the cyclical pattern of what appeared something was messing with him, but in his mind, he was trying not to go there. He was really just trying to scientifically determine, there's a pathway here, there's a, tunnel this direction. And because of the way that everything was situated, it created just this natural flow of air. Napoleon wasn't someone to be scared. And when he was, he definitely wouldn't admit it. A few hours into the adventure, he was feeling a little fearful, but wouldn't allow himself to retreat to the outside. He wanted to face what was happening and stayed a while longer, making his way to the king's tomb. And I see him in this room and sitting on the floor. He wasn't sure what his end game was or what he thought would happen, but he just sat there and just kind of staring out and being alone with his thoughts. Think about it, how quiet that would be. He slipped into this pseudo meditation, and at the point he saw what he felt were images of like kings and queens. He just was staring at this, what looked like an audience, and in disbelief as to what he was seeing. Like, am I really seeing this? What is making sense here? The kings and queens, they were dancing gracefully, and they were swinging scarves around like they were moving to a slow ballet. He could hear music in his mind clairaudiently, and it sounded like some ancient type of like this trumpet or this horn being played as these what looked like apparitions were dancing about. And this went on, I got, for a few hours. They never tried to really interact with him, but near the end, something shifted. They tried to touch him or have him join in with them or stand with them, which he rejected. Then they walked over to the stone coffin that was in that room. They put their hands on it, and then it started to glow with white light. Then the light shot straight up, and at that moment, it was like it was done, and this meditation stopped. So Napoleon, after witnessing this or experiencing it, he was left wondering what just happened. He questioned if he imagined it. He didn't think he did. Was he hallucinating? But it felt very real, and he couldn't really make much sense of this, much less share or verbalize this experience with someone, because he wasn't even sure he understood himself what exactly just transpired there. He feared that he was going to sound like someone talking nonsense, so he kept this unusual experience to himself for all that time. Very cool reading. Thanks so much for asking the question. If you have anything out there you want me to look at, I'd be happy to do so. I want to thank you for your time. Don't forget to like and share my channel. All of it helps me out. Join me on Telegram. We have some fun chats going on there as well. So again, I'll leave you with this. I am Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.